Here we go, Stargirl chapter 33. Let's read. Throughout my college years, I visited Archie whenever I came home. And when I got a job back east, my visits were less frequent. As Archie grew older, the difference between himself and Senor Suguaro seemed to become less and less. We sat on the back porch. He seemed fascinated by my work. I had become a set designer. Only recently had it occurred to me that I became one on the day Stargirl took me to her enchanted place. On my last visit with him, he met me at the front door. He dangled keys in front of my eyes. You drive. An old tar pail rattled at the end of his bed of his ancient pickup as he pointed me west to the Maricopas. In his lap, he carried a brown paper bag. Along the way, I said, as I always did, "So, have you figured her out yet?" It was years since she had gone, yet we still needed no name for her. We knew who we were talking about. "I'm working on it," he said. "What's the latest?" We were following a familiar script. On this day, he stated, "She's better than Bones." On my previous visit, he had said, "When Stargirl cries, she does not shed tears, but light." On other days over the years, he had called her the Rabbit in the Hat, and the universal solvent, and the recycler of our garbage. He said these things with a sly grin, knowing they would confound me as I mulled them over until our next meeting. We were in the foothills by the early afternoon. He directed me to stop on a stony shoulder of a road. We got out and walked. He brought the paper bag with him. I brought the pail. He pulled it from a floppy blue hat, which he mashed onto his head. The sun the sun that had looked warm and buttery at the distance was blazing hot here. We didn't go far, as walking was a chore for him. We stopped at an outcropping, smooth, pale gray rock. He pulled a small pick from the pail and tapped the rock. "This'll do," he said. I held the paper bag while he put pick to rock. The skin on his arms had become dry and flaky, as if it were preparing himself to rejoin the earth. It took him 10 minutes to gouge out a hole that he judged to be right. He asked for the bag. I was shocked at what took from it. "Barney!" The skull of the Paleocene rodent. "This is home," he said. He said he was sorry he did not have the energy to return Barney to his original stratum in South Dakota. He laid Barney into the hole, then he took from his pocket a scrap of paper. He crumpled the scrap and stuffed it into the hole of the skull. Then he pulled a jug of water, a small bag of patching equipment, patching cement, a trowel, and a plastic tray from the tar pail. He mixed the cement and troweled over the hole. From a distance you would not know the rock had been altered. Heading back to the pickup, I asked him what was written on the paper. "A word," he said. The way he told me, he said it so I get no answer to the next question. We rode east out of the mountains and we were home before sundown. When I returned next time, someone else was living in Archie's house. The shed out back was gone. So was Senor Saguaro. And a new elementary school now occupies Stargirl's enchanted place. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and proceed on to the last chapter here. Let's just go ahead and read it right now. I think we have plenty of time. More than stars. Since graduating, our class had a reunion every 5 years, but I hadn't yet gone. I stay in touch with Kevin. He never left Micah. Has a family there now. Like me, he did not wind up on television, but he does make a good use of his gift of gab. He's an insurance salesman. Kevin says when the class gathers for a reunion at the Micah Country Club, there's much talk of Stargirl and curiosity as to her whereabouts. He says the most common question these days is, were you on the bunny hop at the last reunion, several classmates for a lark lined up, hands to waist, and hopped around the putting green for a few minutes. But it wasn't the same. No one is quite sure what happened to Wayne Parr, except that he and Hillary broke up shortly after graduation. Last anyone heard, he spoke of joining the Coast Guard. The high school has a new club called the Sunflowers. To join, you have to sign an agreement promising to do one nice thing per day for someone other than myself. Today's Electron marching band is probably the only one in Arizona with a ukulele. On the basketball court, the Electrons have never come close to the success they enjoyed when I was a junior. But something from that season has resurfaced in recent years that baffles fans from other schools. At every game, when the opposing team scores its first basket, a small group of Electrons fans jumps to its feet and cheers. Each time I visit Micah, I drive past her old house on Palo Verde. On the most recent visit, I saw a red-haired young man across the street fixing water skis on the roof of a yellow Volkswagen Beetle. It must have been Peter Sinkowitz. I wonder if he was as possessive of his Beetle as he had been the Banana Roadster. I wonder if he was old enough to love his scrapbook. As for me, I throw myself back into work and keep an eye peeled for silver lunch trucks, and I remember. I sometimes walk in the rain without an umbrella. When I see the change on the sidewalk, I leave it there. If no one's looking, I drop a quarter. I feel guilty when I buy a card from Hallmark. I listen for mockingbirds. I read the newspapers. Read them from all over. I skip the front pages and headlines and go to the pages in the back. I read the community sections and the fillers. I see little acts of kindness happening from Maine to California. I read of a man in Kansas City who stands at a busy intersection every morning and waves to people driving to work. I read of a little girl in Oregon who sells lemonade from the front of her house for 5 cents a cup and offers a free back scratch to every customer. When I read about these things, I like to wonder, is she there? I wonder what she calls herself now. I wonder if she's lost her freckles. I wonder if I'll ever get another chance. I wonder. But I don't despair. Though I have no family of my own, I do not feel alone. I know that I'm being watched. The echo of her laughter is the second sunrise I awaken to each day. And at night, I feel it even more as the stars are looking down on me. Last month, one day before my final birthday, I received a gift wrap package in the mail. It was a porcupine necktie. Wow. Look at this last chapter here, More Than Stars. The legacy of Stargirl, many years down the road, is still alive. They're at Micah, in Leo's heart. Where is she? We don't know. We know she's out there somewhere doing her Stargirl thing, you know? And I challenge you guys. I think we need more Stargirls in schools out there, don't you? I think we need more people that are unique, that are different, that beat to their own tune, and stop following the crowd. Sorry, can I get on a soapbox for a second here and mention 2 words? Fidget spinners. Okay? Hold on. So I can understand why a kid with ADHD might need a little fidget spinner to keep it going, but I'm seeing the whole school in my school here getting fidget spinners because they think they're cool. Guess what? You guys are a bunch of sheep. Find something different. Find something new. My dear. Okay, I'll stop there. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the book of Stargirl. Hopefully you can appreciate random acts of kindness and the love that she has in her heart. And who knows, maybe a couple of you out there might be becoming on Stargirls of yourselves with your own little rats coming to school, maybe strumming a ukulele in the lunchroom. But here's the thing. If you're imitating that person in this book here, you're not being yourself. Find something different. Find something unique to be yourself. You know, I don't know. Maybe you come to come to school with your shirt inside out. I don't know. Or whatever it is. You just be you. And I think the rest will fall into place there. Thank you so much for listening to this amazing, wonderful book on YouTube. God bless everyone.